you guys a question on Instagram whether you would like for me to make a video on saving money. I was going to do a video on saving money first, but I think I'm gonna do that later on. I feel like it would be really hard for you to know or learn new ways on how to save money if you don't have a proper budget in place. Now, a lot of you are well off, you know how to budget, it's not your first rodeo, or you have your own ways of doing things, but this is mainly for people who are beginners. So there's a lot of people that are going about their finances blindly, and honestly, that is so dangerous. Regarding your finances, if you go into things blindly, chances are you're going to be in the negatives every month, or you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck, and what that does is it does not help you get ahead. You will never get ahead if you don't know. If you are unaware, you will never get ahead. You need to be aware of your finances. One very important thing that I want you guys to really understand is it does not matter how much money you're making. Like, you can see people who are making millions of dollars, or someone who just won the lottery, or just someone who has a good paying job. But what do they really have to their name is what matters. It really does not matter what is coming in. What matters is what's coming out. If I gave you $10 for the week and said this is all you can spend for the week, would you be able to do it? Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to budget for beginners. This is a very simple, basic budgeting template. And there's a lot of softwares that have budgeting templates. Like, I know Numbers on Mac has one. There's Excel, I think there's Google. They have like spreadsheets for it and stuff. But I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm gonna write it down for you guys. If you're new to budgeting and you've never actually budgeted your money before and you found yourself on this video, give yourself a round of applause. I'm very happy for you, and you should be very proud of yourself. And I really hope that you take what I say and apply it to your own life. Okay, so I want you to go get a piece of paper or a notebook and a pen or a highlighter or whatever you want to get. Just something to write with and something to write on. Got that? Good. So originally for this video, I wanted to get like a nice big whiteboard so that I could write on for you guys and it could be nice and clear. But to be honest with you, I really don't want to spend that kind of money right now on a whiteboard. I know it's probably like a petty $25, $35, $45 or so, but I don't see the point in spending money for it when I'm just gonna use it for one video. I just find that it's kind of silly. And it's not really a priority for me right now, and a big thing with budgeting is priorities. First thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a T-chart. You're gonna write income and you're gonna write expenses. If you don't know your income and you don't know your expenses and the total at the end of the month, then you're one of those people who just go into it blindly, and honestly, it's not smart. It's just way better to be aware. Even if you do go into your finances blindly, but somehow you find you're miraculously saving money, which is extremely difficult to do, it's still very good to be aware of what comes in versus what goes out, right? Did you draw your T-chart? Did you write income and did you write expenses? Okay, good. Now that you have income and you have expenses written down, I'm just gonna let you know that this is monthly. Everything on here is monthly. You are going to write how much you make with your paychecks per month. Let's say you work a normal 9-to-5 job, okay? And let's say you're making about, we'll say 1,000, just to keep things simple. So I'm just saying these numbers because I'm trying to simplify it for you, but you're going to put down how much you make right now. So let's say you make $1,000 every 2 weeks. That's about $2,000 a month. So here I wrote down 2,000. Now, other can be any other income that you make. It doesn't necessarily have to be your paycheck. It could be a paycheck actually. It could be a paycheck from another job. It could be maybe an online side hustle. It could be something that you're making cash, you know, maybe you're doing deliveries, or maybe you're helping someone out and they're paying you. Maybe it's a baby bonus. Whatever other side hustle you are making, you should write that down. If you don't have one, that's okay. If you do, write it down. If you have multiple sources of income, write them all down. If you have a source of income that is not stable, I want you to really look at the past year, every single month, how much you've made that month, calculate it all, and find out the average. Okay, so I put $1,500 here. That might seem kind of crazy to some of you, I'm not sure, but I'm just putting these numbers just so that we have something to work with here, just as an example. It doesn't have to be what you make. It's not, you know, a standard that you need to be bringing in as a side hustle. $1,500 is quite a bit of money per month. Honestly, it could be 20 bucks for all I care. I don't know, whatever it is. If you're making it monthly, consistently, you write that down. Now we're gonna move on to expenses. Expenses. Very, very, very important to prioritize with expenses. The basic human needs is food and shelter, and yeah, food and shelter. So the first thing I got here is rent/mortgage. How much you pay for that? So for rent/mortgage, I put $1,000 per month, which is honestly unheard of this day and age, especially where I live. I'm in Canada. It is expensive here. My 2-bedroom condo cost me $2,250 per month. And that's all by myself. I have no roommates. It's crazy. So next thing on our list is food, in/out. So whether you're buying groceries to eat in or you're buying food to eat out, you're gonna calculate all of that, how much you spend on that stuff. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend eating in. I mean, realistically, no one's gonna sit around and cook every single day. I mean, meal prep is always good, but like once in a while, it's nice to go out. It's nice to have something to eat. It's nice to, you know, skip the dishes. So we'll say about $400 a month for that. That's about $100 a week. Next is car. Your mode of transportation doesn't necessarily have to be a car. It could be, you know, how much you spend on Uber, which is really expensive, uber expensive, or maybe even your bus pass, like whatever it may be. Your mode of transportation is a very important part of your budgeting because you do need it to get from A to B. Like you gotta get to your job. You cannot make money unless you go to your job. Unless your job is so close, it's walking distance, or you can ride your bike there, whatever it may be. But for most people, you do need a car or some mode of transportation. Now for my car, it's a lease. So I pay for my lease and I pay for my insurance. So under that, I'm going to calculate my lease and my insurance together, put it into one, write it down there. This is definitely not how much I pay for my lease and my insurance together. This would be a dream come true if it was the case. I put down $300. Now for phone bill, I put $80 because everybody needs a phone. It's 2020. You're farther off having a cell phone with a nice plan than ever having a landline. Like, I don't think anybody uses landlines anymore unless you're like, I don't know, I'd say 65 and over. Most of you people that are watching this video of budgeting for beginners are not 65 and over. So I highly recommend you get a phone and you write that down in your expenses because it is quite important. Your phone is very, very important. It's up there with rent and food and a car. The next item that I have here is savings. The problem with some people's mentality in savings is you pay everything off first and whatever's left is for saving. No, get that out of your head. Stop thinking like that. Savings is very, very high in priorities. It is a rainy day fund. It is an emergency. It is an investment. It is savings. It is important. You should always, 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 always calculate a savings goal into your budget. So let's say you want to save about $50 a month. Doesn't necessarily have to be $50. Honestly, it could be $100, it could be $2,000, it could be $5 a month. Like whatever it may be, whatever seems realistic for you, you write that down. Next here, I got gym membership because personally, I feel your health is very, very important. If you can't afford to hit a gym, honestly, just go outside and exercise. Just make sure that you're staying active, you're staying healthy. It's very important. If you want to spend the extra $10 to $50 on a gym, hey, be my guest. If that's what gets you motivated, then do it. It's very important. Your health is very, very much a priority as well. Next up, we have hair and nails because I find that hygiene is very important. It's good to take care of yourself. It doesn't have to be hair and nails. Like, if you're a guy watching this, like, maybe you do get manicures, maybe you don't go get your nails done. That's fine. So I put $150 for that. Sorry for my writing, it looks really, really bad. And then for Wi-Fi here, I put about $50 because I don't know how much you guys pay for your Wi-Fi. I don't even know if you are paying Wi-Fi. Maybe you live with your parents. Then there's a lot of the stuff here that you probably don't need. And honestly, this list of expenses can go on. So I got my actual budget here that I'm looking at. So some of the expenses that I pay for are not actually in this list. And this could apply to anybody. Like, the list can go on and on and on. So some of the extra expenses that I pay is my counseling per month. I got Netflix. I got Series Radio, which I just canceled. I got my sponsor child. I give my sponsor child $40 a month, which is very important to me. I do not plan on stopping that anytime soon. I got my gas bill. I got Lulu for the groomers and her food, because that's an expense too. Girls gotta get a haircut, girls gotta eat. Honestly, the list of expenses could go on and on and on. It just depends on your life. I really hope that you're writing this down right now because it will help you. It will open up your eyes. So now that you have everything written down, you're gonna take how much you make, so all of your income, and you're gonna write down the total. So Susan over here is making $3,500 of income per month. Next, you're going to take your expenses and you're gonna calculate the total of everything you are spending. And guys, when you write down your income and your expenses, don't tweak it. Don't do any tweaking. Like, you're only lying to yourself. You don't have to lie about how much you're spending and how much you're making on a piece of damn paper. You're literally just lying to yourself. Just be honest. You want to know, right? With great wisdom comes power. And you want to be able to master your finances and get ahead in life. And the only way to do so is to prioritize and be honest with this list. So Susan over here is spending $2,050 on her expenses, which is amazing, because if you take the total of what's coming in and subtract your expenses, that means Susan is left with $1,450 residual income, which is whatever money basically you have left. Guys, if you have $1,450 left, that is amazing. So whatever income you have left is basically your play money. Go buy some clothes, go buy some shoes, you know, go see a movie with your friends, you know. Now, when it comes to play money, I'm gonna let you know now, you don't have to spend it all. Don't go out of your way to spend that money. Like, just don't. Spend in moderation. And always keep in mind the money that you have is play money. If you have any extra left by the end of the month, throw it in that savings. Like, you're only doing yourself a favor by throwing it in that savings. Now, let me tell you, that savings is like set in stone. You are not going to touch that savings unless it's an absolute emergency. Like, there needs to be freaking chickens falling out of the sky. Pigs are finally fucking flying. I don't know. Or like right now, there's a pandemic going on. A lot of people are struggling. Why? Because they didn't save money. Eventually, you want to get that savings to be enough to carry your expenses for 6 months in case of an emergency. In case you don't get any income anymore and you're just left with expenses, make sure that savings has saved you at least 6 months of living. You will thank yourself so much. Anything you can do now that future you will thank you for, you should probably do it. Now, Ornella, I did my budget and I'm in the negatives. What do I do? Chances are you probably have to sit down, look at the numbers, and be really honest with yourself. Do I need to get my nails done? Maybe I can buy press-on nails. I know it's kind of crappy, but maybe I could do that. Or maybe I can cut down on my food spending, or maybe I can cut down on my phone bill. Go through your phone bill. Like, if you're not, honestly, if you're not using all that data, you don't need to pay for it. You got Wi-Fi. Be smart. You don't have to be on your phone all the time. Unless you're working from your phone. You better make sure the money you get working from your phone is gonna pay for that phone bill. You're gonna be well off. If you're not, then it's not worth it, clearly. I've been putting lemon and mint in my water and it's so fucking good. I am literally on my 3rd bottle of water right now. Oh my god, I can taste the health. What a nice feeling. So yeah, if you're in the negatives, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices and take some stuff out of your expenses. If you don't wanna do that, if you really do not wanna do that, and you wanna live to a certain standard, that's fine. Nobody says you have to take stuff out of your expenses. If you really feel like you can't take stuff out of your expenses, or if you really, really don't want to, then you're gonna have to find a way to make some more income. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's not about what comes in, it's about what goes out. I mean, what comes in is important, that's for sure, but what you do with that income, how it comes out, how you allocate your money is far more superior than someone saying, oh yeah, well I make $5,000 a month or I make 20 million a month. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter how much people are making. They could be blowing it on a lot of stupid shit and it's all gone. Like, how many times do you hear of people winning the lottery and all their winnings are gone? They have nothing left. You gotta make sacrifices in your budget. If you wanna lose some weight, or if you wanna gain some weight, or if you want to just be fit and have a sexy body and feel good, but you're eating like crap, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. When your friends will say, hey, let's go out for pizza. Let's go to that pizzeria and, you know, just eat a bunch of crap. You're gonna have to go with them and maybe stick with the salad. Like, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm not gonna bore you with this any longer. Thank you so much for listening on how to budget for beginners. If you found this video helpful in any way, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notifications to see all my new videos that I'm gonna be posting. I'm gonna try and post a lot more, honestly. I feel like I could do really, really good with this YouTube thing. I'm just so busy, you know, that I find it very hard for me to make time. But then again, I also find that I'm making excuses. Thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. I really hope that you take what I gave you and apply it to your own life, and just discipline, 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 discipline. It's hard, but it's worth it. It's the only way you will get ahead. And I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye, models.